All right. Hi, I'm Jean Bird of the Apothecary, and this is Metamorphosis in Motion, where I share my daily journey of transformation in real time. This is day 2, and today I want to talk about choosing presence over patterns, especially when emotions sneak up on you. Yesterday started my rebirth day. Well, it was my birthday, and it became my rebirth day. I had sort of planned in advance to make some changes, and I did. And to be honest, I didn't know how triggering it would be yesterday. I had an expectation that my kids would get up and early enough to do something together so we could leave the house and have a little adventure together, but they didn't, and I did feel pretty sad about that. My instinct was to sort of blame them for not getting up on time, but the truth is I didn't go and wake them up. I was working on my rebirth, my new video series, my transformation. I figured this year would be a great year because when else am I going to do it? So anyway, deep down, I did know that how I was feeling was not really about them. It was about an unmet need that I didn't voice strongly enough, and I could have just woken them up, but instead I started spiraling into old emotions. Well, here's what was different this year. I didn't let that ruin the day. I sat with it and just decided that we could do nothing or just get in the car and do something. So we did. We got in the car and started to drive. And we didn't have to go very far when I spotted a park entrance and I just turned in. And we got out and walked. It was a very busy trail, bustling with activity. We walked a little while. It was pretty late in the afternoon, so we had just a little while before dinner. But it was a great day. It was nice to get out. We talked. I watched my daughter run and have such a great time. And then when we were done, when we got in the car, I apologized. I actually apologized to my son on the walk because my daughter was just gone. She just runs away. And then in the car, I apologized for becoming emotional because it really wasn't their fault. And then we had a great dinner. And when we came home, my daughter, who's a fantastic baker, she had baked me the loveliest cake, and she made, by herself, she made little tiny flowers and bees and colored the icing and put little rods with design on it. And I'll post the images on my social medias. That was just the sweetest thing. And it really, another thing I didn't mention is often when I kind of feel the feels, the first thing, or maybe not the first thing, I've talked about I'm giving up alcohol, when I will get into that in more detail. It had to be 5 or later in the day. So if something upsets me earlier in the day, what I do is I would mull it over and think, well, I just can't wait till 5 o'clock rolls around. Well, in past years, my birthday would have been a great time for me to have a couple of beers at dinner and sort of take the edge off and not think about it anymore. Well, this year was different. I didn't do that. I got to dinner and had just a mocktail, basically. Usually I just drink water, but I thought, well, we're celebrating, so why don't I have something a little bit different? And when I got home, everything was great. I fully participated in that evening and my daughter's cake, and they sang happy birthday, played guitar. It really was it turned into a really nice day, and I could have really gone down a path of not appreciating it or feeling sorry for myself and blaming everybody else for my pity. So there's things I changed yesterday. I will be doing more of that, and seeing them happy at the end of the day made it all worthwhile for me. Now, something else today that, as far as shifting habits, yesterday, was it yesterday? It seems like I'm doing everything all at once. So the day before yesterday, I think we ran out of coffee, and I've been planning to stop drinking coffee because I want to be supportive of my daughter, who I let drink coffee early on in life, not thinking it was going to become this big habit, but I don't know why I would think otherwise. Anyway, so now we're at this point where she doesn't sleep very well. Well, she needs to stop drinking coffee, right? If you can't sleep, don't drink caffeine. So I said, well, I will stop too. So today I was really dragging because I didn't have coffee yesterday. I did not have coffee today. I'm swapping it out with herbal tea and green tea, thinking that I would compensate for some of the caffeine loss. So I'm not trying to give myself a terrible caffeine headache, but I was having a caffeine headache today. So today was the first time I had yerba mate, which I think might become part of my regular tea drinking routine. So I also am noticing that she's drinking more tea and not coffee. I'm not replacing the coffee. And I think that the sleep will improve. I know I slept like a rock last night and it really felt so good. But speaking of sleeping, I did mean to get up at 6, so it was all a work in progress. I did stay in bed till 6:45. I just felt like I needed to sleep a little bit longer. I'm still working on that self-discipline muscle a little bit. And yes, I sometimes don't get into the shower until late in the day sometimes. I do want to switch that up. So these are just some goals I'm working toward. I thought I'd put it in here now as part of my journey that we're on here together. Well, if you're here with me, I hope you're on it with me. Together, we're together. So this is what Metamorphosis really looks like, raw, real, in motion. I guess the caterpillar, have a way to hide it from us, but I'm gonna lay it all out there with the goal of having a really significant change that is solid. Like a butterfly, when it metamorphoses from a caterpillar, it does not at any point in time become a caterpillar again. And I think that's kind of a nice picture of when I become the butterfly, I can't go back to being a caterpillar. And I'm here today doing this because I could look at 20 years of journals and they all have a similar theme. And I'm just so done with that theme. I want the person I see in my mind to be real. And it just takes getting out of the comfort zone and being pretty uncomfortable for a little while. And then I know it's going to feel really good. And anyway, I'm really grateful that you're here with me, walking this journey with me. And if you're going through your own transformation, whether it's giving up something or stepping into a new habit or just learning to show up differently, I hope this reminds you that you're not alone. So in closing, I'll get teary-eyed. Hopefully not for all of these, but this is kind of a significant change, and my body also is going through, when you go through the withdrawals or you're tired or whatever. So I think that there's some of that going on with me, making me a little more emotional. Not that I should be apologizing, because we all go through emotions, right? Or at least we should. So in closing, I'll say this is the alchemy of me, metamorphosis in motion. I'll be back tomorrow with whatever truth the day brings. And if this resonates with you, hit subscribe and walk this journey with me. Let's walk it together. Let's walk in motion together. Till tomorrow.